Tom Runyon was one of Sam's many friends who weren't actors, who he used as actors on his films. Tom Runyon, as you know, ran a bar up on Mulholland Drive that was frequented by many and sundry famous people who all lived in Malibu, that was called the Old Place. And we live in a town called Hollywood here, and there is a canyon which is well frequented by celebrities and ordinary people, called Runyon Canyon, and it's one of the greatest hiking facilities here in Los Angeles, and it was named after Tom Runyon's, I think, father. Long existing established family here in California. Anyway, Tom Runyon had a bar called the Old Place, which was frequented by Jason Robards, Steve McQueen, and many others while they were alive. And Tom Runyon was a close friend of Sam's, and Tom Runyon actually was in the Getaway, as well as John Bryson, and you can see him on the Riverwalk, but he was part of a group of people who were friends of Sam's, who ended up being in his films. Don Levy was another one. Don Levy was in Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, and Don Levy was in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, and played the part of the financier who, So Sam would hire his close friends they were just friends, to play parts in his films, and Tom Runyon was one of them.
Here we are in the Old Place, which is Tom Runyon's place and one of Sam's favorite places to eat, mine, Steve's. This is Tom Runyon, my friend.
Always.
Remember Sam?
Yes, I certainly do. And he was a great director. He had several peculiarities, and perhaps one of them was at times, of course, I was trying to give him my deathless performance, but at times
You did.
he would say something, and what? And I still could not hear. And this went on occasionally, off and on at times, and I really didn't know what to do about it. I hear a word or two, and it occurred to me finally that he wasn't saying anything. And that he liked to create a certain amount of tension in the set. And of course, I was tense anyway. It wasn't, I don't know why he wanted to make me more tense, but it certainly kept us all on our toes. And he had that ability. He was a great leader. He would have gotten the cattle Amarillo under any circumstances. And everyone worked for him. Everyone was an artist, right down to the drivers, right down to the little bit actors such as myself. And he got the best out of us. And as in any kind of location work, there's a lot of improvising. And so there's a lot of initiative needed, and that's what he got. And that's why I think that he was a great leader.
Was he ever mean to you?
Well, he hit me once. But I can't remember why. And I don't think he could either.
Did he really hit you?
Certainly he hit me. Not on the set.
Do you remember?
Not when he had to use me the next day.
Do you remember the scene in The Getaway when you come up the stairs looking for Al Lettieri and
Yes.
Sally Struthers? Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's one of the great. That when I see The Getaway, that.
Well, he gave me that line. He gave me that line. The only one line that I had got a laugh, I guess.
What was the line?
Oh, well, Sally was saying, "Where's Rudy? Where's Rudy?" She was sitting like this with her legs apart on the floor, and I was coming down with my gun to finish Mr. McQueen off. And I said to her, "How would I know where Rudy is, you dumb broad?" And of course, everyone cooperated with me because I was new to the scene. And I said, "Well, Sally," I said, didn't know where to put my feet, right? And she said to me, I said to her, "Well, when do I say this thing?" And she said, "Between my legs, Runyon." And if I hadn't had that kind of professional cooperation, I would have really been left in the trail somewhere.
I remember standing next to Sam during that shooting, and we were all laughing so hard, including Sam, trying to look as cool as could be, that it almost didn't get shot because of you.
Well, it's one of those things. I'm glad he didn't run out of film anyway.
So what about, do you miss him?
Well, certainly I miss him. I miss the whole company, the whole feeling of the company. As I said, I've been around the town before, but I've never been in it before, in working, if you could call it working, and it was a great experience, and he just enthused the whole production and made us all work better than I think we would have under any other circumstances.
He was up here a lot, wasn't he?
Not that much. I saw more of him. I mean, he was up here, but not that much. He was up more. I saw more of him in Malibu with Jason, with John Bryson.